All right, let's see. Looks like we got everything up and running. All right, hi everyone. Oh, you're welcome, Tanner. Zen 2, 205 mLh, Aloha, cool, DIF. I should tell my son I'm straight. He likes to do this. Lethal Blue, as always. Good to see you. My son is very excited because he has no school tomorrow, which doesn't make any sense because it's Christmas break. He's had like 2 weeks off. Let's see. Busy. Now, actually, tomorrow won't be as busy because, well, maybe it'll be busy, but this is the hardest part. This is preparing and getting everything figured out. There he is. Streaming. But yeah, it's been a busy day for everybody. So if you have any questions about when it's going to start, Carrie, Tobin, where are you at, Carrie? That's I'd like to know that. Under 6, I mean, probably around 6 seems about right for Lincoln. Like this model right here is saying by Tuesday morning around 6 inches. So that feels about right. My son's playing Xbox, so he may not jump on. We'll see. Is it really? I didn't notice that. Let me see. Current wind. I don't think I even have that graphic. Nope. But the wind will really be blowing Monday night into Tuesday. So that's where the problem really starts to kick in. National Weather Service says 7 to 11, but so hard to predict. I get that. The thundersnow is a possibility. Yeah, I haven't been watching what the National Weather Service has been saying. But 7 to 11, that hard to argue with that. Yeah, shoveling is difficult. Hopefully you have some nice neighbors. I know whenever I go out, I try to snow blow everybody's that's, within reaching distance. It's hard to do it though, because sometimes if you do it too soon and then it continues to snow, that whatever is on the ground or that liquid that's left over freezes. And then you have ice underneath of the snow. Is it unusual to get this amount of snow? These bigger snow, we'll see. We haven't gotten it yet. But it is difficult to get in Lincoln. It's hard to get over 3 inches of snow. 6 inches just doesn't happen very often. I did crunch the numbers, and Lincoln sees 6 inches or more every other year. It doesn't happen every year. It doesn't happen twice a year. Sometimes it does, but on average, it happens every other year. So it is difficult. So the wind won't be an issue till the heaviest snow is over. Yeah. The wind I have for Monday, southeast at 10 to 25 miles per hour. On Tuesday, out of the northwest at 20 to 40 miles per hour. We used to get big snows. I used to think that too, but I went back and looked, and it really depends on where you're at. But it's not the case. It's just what you remember. And I hate to argue with you, Peg, because that's not what I'm here for. But I've done the math. I've looked at the numbers, and that's not true. Lincoln 20th and Superior Street. Let's see, what are you asking? Numbers growing. How much snow are you going to get at Lincoln 20th and Superior? It looks like around 6 inches by Tuesday morning. And I'll push these numbers. This is my favorite model right now because it's really showing what can happen. Because see, you've got 6.3 here, Omaha at 3.8, but 11 in Nebraska City. So it just depends on where bands line up. So we'll see. Then see these purples? Those are 12s, 8 to 12 inches. I'm over 75, so ones I remember were over 50 years ago. Yeah, and I remember that too. I mean, I'm a little younger than that, but I remember when my brother and I were little, we'd go tromping through the snow in the Panhandle, and it just seemed like it was so much snow over and over again, but it didn't. I go back and I look at the numbers from 75 years ago, and you remember the big ones. You don't remember all of the little ones you used to get. HR, not going to name drop. It's graph. This is one that the public doesn't have access to. We have a lot of the ones that the public doesn't have access to. How much of the heavy snow impacts the snowfall amount by the heavy nature of it? Heavy snow compacts. So if it's a heavy, wet snow, light and fluffy snow can stack up quickly, but the heavy, wet snow compacts, and it does not as big. Let's see. Making sure I'm not missing any questions. U10, who knows? LOL, I don't know what that means. My commute from work at 6 p.m. from downtown Lincoln to Highway 2 and 56 is going to be gross tomorrow. Yes, it will be. When do you anticipate it stopping on Tuesday? Probably just after sunrise, maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's see. The HRR, it's interesting that you mentioned that one. That's what this one is, I believe. And it had a lot. And it still has a lot, but not as much. I mean, this was showing 18s and 19 inches. So this one, the fact that it's showing between 10 and 15 now, it has scaled back. Not a lot, but it has scaled back. Here's another short range model. Let's see what that one says. Yeah, this one's scaled back too. I mean, it's still showing 8 or 9 inches in eastern Nebraska, but this one earlier, this model number 5, was showing 10s and 12s. Now it's showing 6s and 9s. So the system this next weekend, assume not hitting us going south. I don't know what that means. We're talking about tomorrow. That's what we're talking about. Which is worse, big flakes or small? Small flakes usually mean drier air and they pile up. Big flakes usually means wet and heavy, so they don't pile up as quickly. Yeah, the HR is weird now. Definitely an outlier. Yeah, it really is. But this one I like. The graph I like. There's another one over here that I like that nobody... This is the... It's a 9-kilometer European. You don't see this one on your social media meteorologists either. There's no access to this one except us. And this one's also showing 6 to 8 inches. So, I mean, this one's tolerable. I like this. We need the moisture. I've heard, you know how many times I've heard that in the last 2 years? Oh, my goodness. And it's so true. It's just, I hope we get to the point where nobody can say that anymore. And if they do, then I'm just going to go, no, stop. It's getting better, though. This will help because the ground isn't completely solid ice frozen, which will help, especially if it melts off slow. How does the NAM look with this storm? It's been overdoing it a lot. I think that's what this one is. Yeah, this is the NAM. And even this one's scaling back a little bit. This one had 16, 17, 18 inches, and now it's down to 10 to 12 or 13. Still high, but it is scaling back quite a bit. So that's good. Yeah, we'll go back. I don't want to keep those numbers up too long because that's not. This is more my forecast is right there. 4 to 8 inches, and I think 4 will be. We probably won't see a lot of 4s. Good bet for 6 to 8. Yeah. Now there's a couple of things that could ruin this. We could see rain mixing in early. In fact, let me show you that. Ooh, this one's good. Let me show you this. These are oh, come on, graph. Where are you at? Those are your snowfall potential model numbers. This is raw. I haven't crunched these down just a bit so it fits in the box. That's why it looks weird. But every model has 7, 8, 9 inches. So there you go. Let's see. Where did I put that? Oh, it's down here. Snow onset probably around 8 a.m. and it depends on where you're at. But if you're in the Lincoln area, yeah, 8 a.m. is a good bet. So let me show. And if you're in north central and northeast Nebraska, it's going to be snowing already overnight, and that could tally up to 4 or 5 inches of snow. Here you go. This is 7 a.m. right there. Okay, 9 or 10 probably not. This is not. That's 10. It's already snowing like the dickens by 10. Here's your 7 a.m. Now that is rain and snow. So this is mixing with the snow first. So, and I was just talking to Krista about this. Let's say a model shows you 14 inches of snow for Lincoln, like the HRR was. What it didn't tell you was that rain may mix in with this. It's not accounting for that. It's also not accounting with the fact that the temperature is going to be hovering around 34 degrees all day. So some of that snow may melt before it hits the ground and melts when it hits the ground. And that's another thing. You could have some melting as the onset begins. It depends on how fast we start to see accumulating snowfall. So that could disrupt things. So all of a sudden you've lost an inch to rain mixing in. Then you've lost another inch to it melting before and during when it hits the ground. Then 3, you've got compaction. It squishing down as it's a heavy wet snow, so it pushes down. So all of a sudden you've lost another inch. That's 4 inches. So now you're down to 10, and then we may have some dry air. There's some dry air lurking in Kansas that may push up into our area and slow the snow down a little bit. So all of a sudden there's another 2 or 3 inches that are gone that model wasn't talking about. So you take 14 inches, subtract like 6 inches because of all of those possibilities, and you're at 8 inches. So certainly a possibility that all of those models that were really overdoing it could be off by a few inches. Will the melting snow freeze and make it ice, or will it be too warm to freeze icy? I think we could see some freezing after this is all said and done. Temperatures are going to hover around the 32, 33 degree mark, so I don't think ice is going to be an issue, but it's always a possibility. Predicting the future is hard. It's a miracle we can even get this data. It really is. It's crazy. Let's see. Blizzard warnings getting hoisted from McCook area. Yeah, down just western Kansas. That wind is going to be in the western half of the state first. In fact, let me show you that. You guys have some good questions this evening. Well done. This is midnight. So right there, tomorrow morning, you're already looking at 20 to 30 to 35 miles per hour in western Nebraska where that snow might be going. And then it increases. You're looking at already close to 40 miles per hour near McCook by Monday afternoon. Not for eastern Nebraska, though. And then that all moves east by Monday night. This is Monday night. Notice that Grand Island, 40 miles an hour. And then all of that comes east Tuesday morning. So, hang on. Oh, yeah, blizzard warnings for Red Willow. So I'm going to have to fix some graphics. Yeah, Bruce, you're right. You can have a blizzard warning with 1 inch of snow. It's just about visibility and wind speed. And, snow has to be in there somewhere. But when you have a lot of snow and a lot of wind, that's even worse. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Here's model number 4. This is the one. So this one has snow starting at about 8 a.m. in Lincoln. Right there. And then by 9 you have about a half an inch. By 10 you have you have 3/4 of an inch. By 11 you're at over an inch, and by noon you're already at an inch and a half. Thunder snow is a possibility. We'll see. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot for me to think that it's going to be a lot of thunder, but thunder snow is a possibility. Let's see. Is that just Red Willow? Oh, it's 2 counties. It's Red Willow and Hitchcock. All right. Fair enough. Okay, probably going to be doing this another 10 minutes, and then we got some things we do at 9 o'clock. So no dry air talk. We want the snow. Make the snow day worth it. Well, but I agree. We need the moisture, but someone was. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe it was Peg. Maybe it was someone else was saying that they have to shovel themselves, and a widow, and it's hard for them. So. Hopefully we all pitch in and help everybody out if we do see a lot of snow after tomorrow, because it could be hard on some folks. Really good for others. Like the last 2 or 3 years, we haven't had a whole lot of snow, especially in Lincoln. So snowplow drivers have just been struggling. So this could be a good deal for them. A little convection in the afternoon, and I wonder if the storms to the south will cut off moisture here, or it could happen. There's actually a paper that was written that when something happens in one spot like that, like convection zapping the moisture here, that doesn't actually happen. And I thought the same thing too for years. Thought that was what happened. But I did read a paper. Somebody wrote a meteorological paper on it, and there's no evidence of that. We just assume, and I did. I assumed the same thing, and it's just not the case. I know you don't cover Central and Liberty. Sure, I do. How much do you think Kearney will get? I cover Kearney. Yes, I do. Kearney looks like you could see 8 or 9 inches of snow. Yeah, and you get Channel 8 in Kearney, I believe, unless you have Dish, then you won't. But Kearney is in our demographic. So please, John, tune to Channel 8. I'll be on at 10. I have a tie that I'm wearing tonight that's got snowflakes on it. Just because I should go grab that. Let's see. So let's see if this model kicked back in. Dang it, Graph! What is wrong with you? All right, let's go through the models. This is model number 1. Let's see what it says. It's saying anywhere from 6 to a lot. Model number 1.2. You're welcome, John. 6 to 8. I mean, this one makes sense. Model number 1.2. I like this one. Working until 8 p.m. Will winds be high then? Tomorrow, yeah. Winds will start to pick up probably around 8. It'll be more of an issue overnight into Tuesday. But 8 p.m., it's not going to be 0, 10 to 20 or 25 miles per hour. But it won't be as bad, but it'll be worse on Tuesday. Model number 2, 6 to 8 inches. This is what we've been seeing. I mean, the numbers are finally starting to kind of level off. Everybody is saying, okay, 6 to 8 inches seems about right. Couple of spots maybe a little bit higher. This one's 6 to 8 inches. That's model 2.2. Here's model number 3. This is the NAM that goes a little wonky. And you have that, it's picking up on some things. Andy, you're welcome. That's model number 3. That was the NAM. Tomorrow looks like a good work from home day. I wish I could do that. Model number 4, this is kind of the one I lean on quite a bit, but 6 to 8 inches with a few spots a little bit higher, a few spots a little bit less. That makes sense. Model number 5, this is a short range model. Notice that, I'm going to kind of back it up here. Notice how it's split. You've got up by Yankton, Norfolk, and O'Neill, and then down towards Beatrice and Hebron. 2 different parts of the storm, and that first part up to the northeast is already started. That's already starting right now. So, but this one also has 6 to 8 inches. Model number 6. This is I think the HRRR, I believe. This one has quite a bit. Yeah, this one in the NAM, which pains me to say. I usually rely on those 2 quite a bit, but this one is. Overdoing it, maybe. We'll see. I mean, it's I don't want to, but this is my forecast: 4 to 8 inches plus. So there you go. Well, anybody have any other questions? Let's see. What do we have? Well, you guys are 132. Not bad. This is a pretty good YouTube live. Let's see if I have any questions via Facebook and whatever else. Okay, well, unless we have any questions here, I'm probably going to let it go here in just a couple of minutes, but just want to say thanks to everybody. If you want to know more about these, or if you want to see more of these YouTube lives, I'll probably do them every time there's something going on. But if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this and like all the videos I do, that's fantastic. That just helps out and helps me get out to more and more people. I mean, it's just kind of a small channel now, but if more people subscribe, the more people that see it. You know how it works. It's all social media. But anyway, we will talk soon. Hit the like button. There you go. I like that. Thanks, Michelle. All right, we'll talk to everybody soon.